Hello everyone, welcome to Radically Loved Radio. I wanted to create a place where people can go to get inspired, get motivated, or find some clarity and get tools to create a radically loved life. I will do my best to provide information on a variety of subjects, including yoga, holistic health, life coaching, spirituality, meditation, and overall mindful living. Each episode will bring you some of the world's best spiritual leaders, entrepreneurs, yoga teachers, coaches, along with some of my closest friends, and we will talk about their life experiences and journeys to create something more out of their lives and how they continue to grow to make that happen. Hey guys, Rosie here. I just want to say I am so grateful that you're listening. We are just getting a massive amount of response on this podcast, and I am so grateful that you're a part of this radically loved community, that you're enjoying the content and that you're enjoying all the guests and that you're still here and you're still working on yourself and your journey and your path. And I pray that you've received some tools listening to the guests or listening to any of my ideas or topics on meditation or yoga and how these tools can help you create a life of purpose. To continue to help us give you the best content, you can subscribe to this podcast, and most of the time you can just do it from your phone, from iTunes. Click subscribe and write a review. This really helps us continue this path and this journey, and we love doing it so much. And again, I'm so grateful that you're here. Let us know what you thought. Thanks for listening. I wanted to take just a few moments to answer some questions I've been getting from some of the listeners. I'm really big on intention setting. I work with a lot of my clients to basically begin to create a big vision for their lives or set intentions, goal setting, or, try to find different ways to achieve their goals and identifying any obstacles along the way. So a couple of people had emailed me and asked how they can get started or how they can do this. And so I wanted to share with you a couple of questions that I always like to ask my clients. And perhaps this could be of some use to you if you're struggling with finding a direction or with setting your own intention or identifying the things that are holding you back. So here are a couple of questions. It's a little exercise that you can try on your own and journal. And if you want to email me, you can totally do that. You can email rosie@radicallylove.com. Any sort of results that come up after these exercises, I'm always happy to hear what people are working on, and maybe we can share it on the podcast. So the number one thing to do is to begin to reflect on at least 3 obstacles you overcame in the last year, right? So obviously we want to start with something positive, so you can begin to set the tone for something that we're going to set to create in the future, right? So that's number one. Number 2 is to answer the question, what lessons were learned and what qualities of character were strengthened as a result, right? So you can begin to identify what you overcame in this last year, what sort of things made you feel stronger, or maybe you've not even reflected on the great things that have happened and you're just so focused on the things that are holding you back. So that's number 2. Number 3 is to reflect on up to 3 challenges you're currently working on that you feel are standing in the way of you reaching your highest goals or your intentions, right? So depending on where you are, a lot of the times it could be, for example, I'm working with a client right now who's struggling with her current job, right? So maybe that's one of your challenges that you feel is standing in the way of you achieving your dream of becoming an entrepreneur or even becoming a coach or becoming a teacher or starting a cooking blog, whatever it may be, just identify at least 3 different things that are standing in your way. The next thing you want to do is reflect on 3 positive shifts that you made. So this is not the same as the obstacles, right? These are 3 positive shifts. So it could be you shifted your perspective towards your boss, or you started to become aware of any sort of judginess or negative sort of energy that you're putting out because you're dissatisfied at work or you're unsatisfied with your current relationship. So just begin to identify any positive shifts that you've made in the last year. Number 5 is to give yourself full credit for your forward growth. So even if it's just little steps, right? So acknowledge yourself. Take a moment to really give yourself thanks for whatever little progress you've made, right? So it takes little by little, like little steps really matter, and they can be really powerful, right? So don't discredit the small steps that you've made. It's all relative and it's all important. I thought it'd be really cool to start asking all of you guys to send me screenshots of you listening to the podcast. A lot of you are already doing it on Insta stories or just sending me a picture on Instagram or tagging me in it. And I love it. It makes me so happy to be able to see that you're listening or that this podcast is somehow providing some sort of value into your life. It makes me so happy. One thing we are going to start to do is take listener questions. I know that a lot of you already send me questions through Instagram or Twitter or via email, but we would love to hear from you, and we would love to actually have you on the show. And you can send us questions about anything: yoga, meditation, coaching. If you have a question for me or one of our past guests, email us and let us know, and maybe we can have you on the show. It'd be so much fun. You can email info@radicallyloved.com, or you can send me a screenshot or a message at Rosie Acosta on Instagram or Twitter, either or. But we would love to hear from you. And again, deepest gratitude. You are radically loved, and let's just love on each other all the time. So thank you so much for listening.